Welcome to the Wally Show Aftercast, all the things we didn't get to during the course of the show today. And I am sorry that this is going to be our last Aftercast for a hot second because we are going into support drive starting tomorrow through next Friday. And then we're back for a couple days, and then I'm gone for my trip with my family for my daughter's birthday. And so then that's going to be a hot second too. So we're gone a lot at the end of the year, and I apologize.
Mm-hmm. So just hang with us. But I would like to reiterate, and I know I've said this before in the past, and I'm not only saying it for you potties, but I'm saying it for Wally as a reminder as well, that I don't know any other podcast that releases a brand new episode every single day.
Yeah.
So to a degree, I think we have spoiled you potties.
Oh.
And I think you understand more. You give Wally more leeway than he gives himself. But that's a reminder to you, Wally, that that you like to swing full throttle. Yeah. And so when they told you Aftercast, you're like, every day we're doing one.
Right.
And so that's what we've been doing. And so, yes, you can apologize. But I also think it's understandable because typical podcasts are like maybe once a week.
Yeah. So, I'm just thankful that people like listen honestly to this. I because I've had to have meetings about podcasts and numbers and how we do. And this podcast is the biggest digital product we have at Way FM. Like all the other podcasts at Hope Media, all the other show podcasts, all the other podcasts they create or whatever. Like this is the biggest one. And for the life of me, and I say this in all humility, I don't know why, And so the fact that you guys listen and enjoy it and want to listen, just thank you so much for that. Because this is it is fun because it's different than the show in the sense that we get more time to discuss things on the radio show. You're trying to jam things in between songs, and you've got time limits, and that's just
they're both respectively fun.
Yeah, that's modern radio. That is what it is. There's a different challenge to that to get it done and be creative in short bursts and stuff. This lets us be more long form and just kind of life stuff, and I really do enjoy this. And so thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you.
But in all honesty, are you guys excited for some vacations in
I
the
am.
next couple months?
Yes, and I think what I need to do...
I'm ready for a little bit of
you need one
relief.
Yeah,
Bad.
you do. I think what I need to do, too, I did this last year, I believe, was when we have so many days of vacation lined up, I don't do too well. I need to have something to look forward to on every single day.
When you say you don't do too well, do you mean just
I think
get
it just
lost in the
Well,
in the time?
I would say that I'm not typically the one that looks forward to holidays, whereas most people do.
Right.
I don't. And I think it's mainly just because there are expectations of what the holidays are supposed to look like, and that they don't look the way that I want them to. And so if I keep myself busy, it keeps my mind off what I think they should look like.
Gotcha.
So do you go into a funk, like if you have too much downtime?
If I think about it too hard, or especially if I get on social media, it'll get me down.
It's like having a weekend to do nothing is like a break.
Yeah, that's okay.
But then when it stretches into 5 to 7 days.
You've got to think about like when holidays are happening, most people are doing something with their family.
Yeah.
Most people are out and about or on vacation and not around. And so if I need to plan ahead and think about things that I can look forward to that day or what's the plan for that day.
Sure.
So if you want to hang out.
Yeah.
with you and a screaming baby?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
And by hang out, I mean watch my child while I go bowling or something or golf.
Your babysitting rates? You can hang out with him and the dogs.
I will tell you this, Gavin. This is, in all seriousness, finding a good babysitter, someone that you trust to watch your kid, and doing that respectably early is a really good thing.
Yeah, we have this lady. Her name is Kathy. She is this like lady who helped Haley when she was the interim kids director at our church. This woman, she's like in her 70s. She's the sweetest thing in the world. She feels like a grandma out here, but she is so good. And she's a nanny by trade.
Oh, really?
And she's like, no, I love you guys enough. Like you don't worry about it. Like I'll just babysit when you need me to.
Yeah.
And we haven't
take her up on that eventually. I know right now, and Bennett's had little health issues and stuff, and you guys are still just working things out. But when he gets older and a little more manageable, 100% take that. Yeah, I mean, even just that, you will not believe how much 2 hours to breathe and not worry will do for you and for Haley. It's unbelievable.
I was watching a clip of a show where they said the mom said something at one point. She's like, "Oh, life was so good before the Rugrats. We used to go see movies," and I was like, "Ha ha ha!" And then I said, "I haven't seen a movie for 3 or 4 months now," and I was like, "Man, I didn't realize the."
You love movies,
and I didn't realize how little time you would ever have.
Yeah. I tried to tell you.
I get it. Yeah. It's like you hear it, but then when you feel it, you're like, oh, this is what they are saying.
Yeah, I've had a few. We tried to work Haley into our lives, and we tried to go. I mean, like, I was impressed that you guys had Bennett at Chewy's at like 4 days old. that was next level.
That was crazy.
Yeah. No, that one I don't know that's recommended, but good on you.
I don't think it is, but I mean, he really liked the jalapeno dip.
Of course he did. It's good for him. Yeah. You build up that tolerance. You don't want some like snowflake kid.
He can handle spice.
No, like, so if you get those times to where you can have someone help you out with that and just take a breather, take a beat, it does help. I think I'm saving it for a topic, but it was interesting. I came across this story of a stranger that told this lady she had 3 kids, one in the little carrier, so like on her chest, and she was walking. And he just kind of stopped her and said, "Oh, you have so much fun in front of you," because most people are like, "Oh my gosh, you have 3 kids, the work," and they all focus on the negative. And I know I can be like that. But this lady just started crying because it was like a different perspective for her that there is so much joy. It is hard. Aww. It is hard, but there is so much joy that comes with it. But the first little bit is the part where it's all give, no take.
My favorite guy is, again, the same day, Chewy's. There's a guy who saw us and he was like, "Oh, how old?" Like, "Oh, 5 days." He's like, "Oh, man, the first 2 months are going to stink."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that's nice."
It's true.
And but yeah, like, and everyone will give you that line that the sleep will come, the sleep will come.
It will.
And it's like, I very much understand that.
Yeah, you're holding it all down. I mean, you just one thing after another, though, for you right now. So, yeah, if you can get any time to yourself, like Gavin's like, does Haley listen to the Aftercast?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So Gavin's like, yeah.
Thank you for checking.
I'm just trying to help a brother out. So Gavin today, like, we're getting out of here early today because we don't have to prep for tomorrow. And Gavin's like, you know what? I'm going home and I'm just sitting by myself for 2 hours. I'm not picking up Bennett early. I'm like, you should. I
haven't done that for so long.
But totally do not tell your wife.
No.
Because then she'll be like, why don't I get to sit for 2 hours?
She's like, are you picking him up today? Which I'm like, every day.
Yes, I am. That's the answer. Yes, I am.
Yes, definitely.
Yep, I'll get him at 1 o'clock. And even say, I'll get him at 1:30. You know, whatever time you normally get him. Like, absolutely, I got that kid.
Well, and two, speaking as a girl, I have a lot of friends that are moms, and they want to do the same thing, but they feel guilty for it.
It's their own fault for that.
That is their own fault. So I would say to you, do it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, take full advantage of it. And the thing is, he's not going to be hurt by it.
No,
he'll be fine.
He's getting, I'm already paying. I'm paying a certain number for him to be somewhere.
Here's what I would do. If I'm you, and knowing what I know about managing a long-term relationship, you take that 2 hours that you get today, you recharge, you feel great about your life, and then when she gets home, you either have dinner ready for her, like do something really great like that, be ready to go, do something nice for her like that, or you make sure that she goes out for an hour tonight or something.
I will say, and the reason that it's easy for me to go and do this is because I'm always encouraging her to go hang out with her friend. I got him. Yeah. Obviously, don't go out for she
goes out for a week.
She's gone for she's like Gap Week, and I'm like, well, not what I meant. But
yeah. But you need to.
Wait, don't you have some people that are visiting?
They got here yesterday, and then they're already driving away.
Oh,
wow.
That was
They were going to a conference in Louisville. We were the stop by to meet
a place
Bennett.
to crash and meet Bennett. Oh, okay, wow. Those were just friends of yours, not family.
Haley's aunt and cousin.
Oh, okay, so it was family.
Great people.
Well, there you go. All right, Lady Rock, what do you got?
Man, I've got some news about our favorite break dancer, Rachel Gunn.
Yes,
Raygun.
Raygun.
Yeah, her real name.
That's where it came from.
I was gone when all this happened on leave.
Did you see it though?
It was so good.
There were so many moves that I thought she can't be serious, and yet she was.
I guess she is a dancer, but not a break dancer. So there's a whole thing. So she goes and she sets up a breakdancing federation, basically, so that she can qualify from Australia because they didn't have any official way to do it. She and her husband set it up, and so then she gets like a free pass because she puts herself in to go to the Olympics as a breakdancer with no breakdancing skills whatsoever.
And I thought she was a break dancer, but maybe not.
No,
maybe
she was a dancer. Like she's danced to other styles.
But not with what was literally comparatively.
Well,
this is no different than that thing, that TikTok and whatever social video with Dina. This is hip hop. Have you ever seen that one? Mm-mm. Oh, do yourself a favor, look it up. It is so good.
Well, after Raygun, she competed in the Olympics. Her routine got a lot of attention, mainly because we couldn't believe that she was actually an Olympian in what she was doing. And it turned out to be a negative thing for her because so many people took to the internet and just started bashing her. Here she is talking about how people saw her.
I felt like I just didn't have any control over how people saw me or who I was. And so it was really upsetting.
And so you can imagine you're seeing all that on social media, people judging you and being like, you don't know anything. And you can't get back to all those comments.
You have to look at that. Yeah. Be self-aware.
Did you
have to
yourself?
You know you're not a breakdancer. You're going up against people that do this as a sport and are really good at it. And you're over there just wiggling. There's one point she's hopping like a kangaroo. Like, I mean, literally, I could do her routine. And I could do it equally as well as her Olympic routine. And I have no rhythm, you know, and so it's like you can't do that.
Well, you might be wondering this same question if she's going to go back to the Olympics.
Would you do the Olympics again?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So you're going to continue to break?
I still dance and I still break, but in my living room with my partner.
You were ready?
I think the level of scrutiny that's going to be there and people will be filming it, it'll go online, and it's just not going to mean the same thing. It's not going to be the same experience because of everything that's at stake.
You tricked your way into the Olympics. Like, what did it mean? I mean, you got a trip to the Olympics. Good for you. That's fun. Okay.
Why is she looking for pity?
So she, of course, needs something to help get her by. This is how she gets through all the negative attention.
It was really tough, but I just try and stay on the positives, you know, like this folder really helps me. I've also got another folder of like positive messages that people have sent me, and that's what gets me through.
I would love to see a positive message that someone sent.
Like, oh, you did a great job. You competed well. Here's the thing. I think it takes a lot of gumption and a lot of courage to get up there on stage and do what she did. And for that, I say, well done.
Okay.
Now, should it have been done?
No.
Probably not.
No.
But hindsight's 20/20. My heart goes out to her because I know that has to be hard. When you go out, people see you and they know who you are. And two, she was one of the top most popular Halloween costumes.
I know.
This year.
For all the wrong reasons,
For all the wrong reasons.
That would be like me going, okay, now I have ice skated before.
Yes.
I think I want to set up a thing because I live in this country that doesn't have an ice skating federation, and I can get myself to the Olympics, kind of like the Jamaican bobsled people. Like, you know, I can get myself to the Olympics for something that I am not qualified to do. I've spent no time training. And at that point, if I get there, I'm going to, laugh my way through it and be like, look what I did. I got to the Olympics. Pretty cool. I got the swag and everything. And I did that. And that's where I'm going to let it live. And I'm going to take every arrow that gets thrown at me because I deserve every arrow that gets thrown at me because it's not what you did. If she went up there and she had spent her life doing this and she was just bad at it, that's a little meaner, you know, and that people being negative about it. But she's just didn't put in any work, you know?
But maybe, never mind.
No, don't say never mind. We're on the Aftercast.
I'm just saying maybe she did. We don't know. We can't make a judgment call. She did put a lot of thought in. I mean, someone had to train her.
No, that's just the thing. It's like she didn't. She said that
everything she did on that stage was made into memes about like, oh, my toddler in the crib whenever I leave the room. Like that's just like everything she did was very.
It was rough.
It was fun though. Yeah. That's the kind of thing. Is like It's funny because people were mean per se, but I also feel like even taking that with a grain of salt is that we all kind of banded together in a fun way with it.
I just had the best idea that needs to happen, and I don't know who we have to talk to make it happen.
To get her on the show?
No. James Chapesky.
Oh gosh.
Because he is the musician we talk about from Canada all the time that everyone makes fun of, but he's really serious about what he does.
The Raygun
he's just horrible of it. He's the Raygun of music, yes. But everybody in the comments, the people that get it are like really supportive and overly so. But to have, and he always has these girls that dance in his videos, and they're horrible. But to have Raygun in a James Chapesky video, the internet would blow up.
We don't we don't deserve that.
No, you're
honestly,
right.
we can't be trusted.
No.
With that, because
it would be so good.
It would be that good.
Yeah, that would be so good
for sure.
Betty's right. You got to read the comments on stuff because the comments is where it's at.
Comments are where it's at. Like, for instance, we were talking about this on the Rock Report where Elmo posted a video of him just sitting on the porch on Sesame Street Lane, and he's just checking in on people. But the comments are where it's at because people are brutally honest. Yeah. They're just like, Elmo, if I'm honest, our world is burning to the ground. Like all these so dramatic messages, and it's just so funny.
I stayed out
of. So if you need a laugh, that's where you need to go.
I stayed out of a lot of the politics of stuff yesterday after the election, and then today, like I wasn't on my TikTok, but today, like it's just my feed is just filled with people that are really upset, and then spreading all this misinformation on this other side, and it's kind of like. It's exhausting, but it's funny at the same time, you know? And but I'm going to have to limit my exposure to it because it'll get you riled up.
That's very mature of you to do.
Yeah, I'm going to go watch Elmo on Sesame Street sitting there.
Carlos Whitaker did put it pretty well whenever we had him on, that he talked about, we're just not, like we really weren't built to take in as much information as we do every day. And TikTok is literally built for you to take in information per se in crazy amounts of sound bites, of little clips. Yeah. And sometimes, I feel like there probably is an inherent amount of stress that comes from just trying to like absorb all of that every day.
I think that what really, like, I was saddened by my daughter, a few of her friends.
Oh, really?
My daughter's way more balanced in all of the stuff and the politics and stuff than her friends are. And they were doing posts, and they're hurt because Kamala didn't win, and they were definitely supporters of her. Mm-hmm. And they're like, if you voted for him, unfriend me now, Mm-hmm. And you're like, okay, well, we were going to go to your wedding, so do you not want our present? Do you not want us at your wedding, kind of thing, Because you've taken this thing, and this is the reason I'm bringing this up is because of what Carlos Whitaker said. He said, we weren't built to know everything about everybody and all the time, and information about our friends and their deepest, most inner thoughts. That's what the internet has done, is everybody sharing everything. Mm-hmm. And he's like, that's not healthy, And so, like, for me, I'm removed from my daughter's friends, and I can laugh about it and go, okay, they're young, they're passionate, I get it. But the sentiment of saying, I'm going to end relationships with you because of this one area in life that we disagree on is really sad. But there's a whole generation, and it's not just the younger generation, older generation. There are generations of people that is what they are doing, is that they are ending relationships with people based on politics or religion or all these other things, and instead of just having conversations with them. And it's okay to disagree. Like, that's the thing. I think that we think to like somebody, we have to agree and like everything they like. For years, I struggled with this for years. I've done team shows, like morning shows, my whole life. And for a lot of years, it was always, we had to be on the same page. We had to like the same people. We had to hate the same people. Mm-hmm. We had to be completely unified in everything that we did. And it wasn't until I got here that I started to grow in that and realize that everybody has different relationships with different people that we interact with. And it's okay if Betty Rock gets along with somebody that maybe I'm not a fan of, or maybe she gets along with someone that doesn't like me. But I don't vilify Betty for having a different relationship with that person now, where in the past I would have, and it's like, it's okay to disagree, but it's just in how we handle that disagreement. That's the biblical part of all of this. That's the Bible. It's like, in your anger, do not sin, because it doesn't say you're not going to get angry. It says in your anger, copying to the fact that you are going to be angry. You're going to be angry about the results of the politics, one way or the other, depending on, how that went and what side you're on. Somebody's going to be angry today. And it's like, it's just that reminder of, in that anger, in that frustration, don't sin, don't badmouth, don't talk bad about people. Try to be proactive and be gracious and extend grace and love and kindness and all those things that are part of our faith. Now, the world isn't bound by that same standard. That's the stink part of being a Christian. That's the worst part about it, is it goes against some of your human instincts, and you have to hold yourself to a higher standard. And like Mark Hall said, you can't blame lost people for doing lost stuff. And so that's going to exist out there, but you have an opportunity, and I have an opportunity to then not feed into it, you know? And so, like, I'm going to have a conversation with my daughter today about all of this stuff and just kind of see where she's at, too, and make sure, because I know she's been given misinformation about what the future looks like, and I need to balance that for her and go, well, here's truth, not misinformation about what today and tomorrow and the next 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it looks like, you know? And then also, too, go be aware of people that are wanting to cut ties with everybody in their life because of this one thing. It's not healthy. You don't want to be, you don't want those people super close in your inner circle, you know, because it will turn on you one day. And then you got to deal with that drama. So anyway, all right. You got some birthdays for me.
I do not.
You do not. We're ending our run with no birthdays.
We'll have a lot to make up for in 2
That
weeks.
is true. That is true. Yeah. All right. Well, with that said, I think that's going to have to do it for our Aftercast for today. Like I said, we're going to be out for a little bit. But, man, thank you so much for listening to this and enjoying it and missing us. So you're the best. Thanks for being a potty.
Growing up in poverty has never been easy for children, but with the added challenges of the pandemic, conflict, and natural disasters, families around the world are facing an unprecedented food crisis. Unfortunately, those who are already hungry are now even more desperate. But by sponsoring a child through compassion, you can help provide life-sustaining essentials such as food and clean water. And with your compassionate support, that child can not only survive, but also flourish. You can find out how and choose a child to sponsor when you click on the compassion banner at wayfm.com.